Flosstube. This is Stephanie, the Ivy House Crafter. I just recorded a video, and then when I went to upload it, it didn't exist, so I have to record again. That's okay. It was practice. The first thing I wanted to show, I don't have any new oil paintings to show. I didn't do any oil painting since my last video, but the ladies in my church did get together last week and have a paint night, and we made these sunset with palm tree paintings. I'm 90% sure that we were given the wrong kind of paint. It was not acting the way acrylic is supposed to act, but we made it work. So this is my painting that I did, and it was fun to get together with the other ladies. We were socially distanced, all sitting at least 6 feet apart, all masked and everything, and we were watching a YouTube video tutorial, and it was just a fun night. That's all the not cross-stitch craftiness that I had to talk about, so now let's get into the cross-stitching. The first piece that I worked on since my last video was Peaceful Shores. This is a kit by Janlynn. And I was going to work in the sky, but I have to be in the right mood to work in the sky. It is all single strand half stitches, and it can be a little bit overwhelming trying to stitch it. So I worked in the water instead. So I put in here, you can tell where there's going to be like fence posts, and then here, so just right along here is where I worked. Not a huge amount of stitches, but progress is progress, am I right? So that is Peaceful Shores Janlynn kit. Alright, another piece that I worked on. This is Autumn House by Brooke Nolan. This is part of her House for All Seasons collection. It's a freebie. I have already stitched Spring House and Summer House, and then last time I showed this, I'd finished, I think, this side and started work on the fence, or the gate, so I had done some work in there. Since then, I finished the gate, added this part of the yard and the fence, and most of the bottom half of the house. The only thing that's missing is the wreath that goes on the door. I haven't put that in yet, but the siding, the windows, all of that is done. So that's coming along really nicely. And this is being stitched on 28 count Lugana. The color is Haunted. I don't know the dyer because I rarely keep track of that. Okay. I also put some work into this kit. It's from Alyssa, and it's called Hamster. Okay. Last time I put in all these darker stitches, and then this time I put in all the complete cross stitches of these two colors, this lighter orange and then this even lighter color in here. And so that's filled in here in its face, and a little bit over here, and some over here too. So he is coming along nicely. You can kind of compare where it's at, and he's gonna be so cute when he's done. Just adorable little hamster. Okay. And I am legally obligated to say crinkle crinkle, because that's just what you have to do when you're filming a floss tube and working with something that crinkles. Crinkle crinkle. Okay. Another piece that I worked on. This is one of my designs that's available in my Etsy shop. It's called Wild Lilies Flourish. And what I put in was this cartouche, this border around where the alphabets are going to go. So let's take a look at that. There we go. This was nice to work on because once you get the basic pattern down, it's very repetitive on that portion. So I was able to just go, and so that was nice. So yeah, I got that part done. I know that colors are not as vibrant when I'm filming on my laptop, but sometimes it's just more convenient for me to do so. So apologies about not the best quality video. So that was Wild Lilies Flourished, stitched on 18 count vintage country mocha. Okay, I also got out my Works of Jane Austen salve, and I am currently working in the Mansfield Park block, and I put in the book, The Lover's Vows, and some grass. So let's take a look at that. There we go. Hopefully you can see the back stitching, Lover's Vows right there. Turned out pretty nice. And some grass, not a huge amount. This is 32 count Water Lily Jobelin. And it has cat hairs all over it. Thank you, Isis. She's sitting right there. You can't see her, obviously. All right. Next one is not in a project bag. It's too big. I worked on my Ye Olde Band sampler, which I'm doing as a companion piece to Saxon Transylvania Band sampler, and every time I show this I forget the cover page. I mean, not every time, but most times. But this is the top of each of them. They're each going to be 2 feet long, and I'm stitching them side by side. So what I did here is I stitched the bottom 2 lines of the alphabet. So now I just have A through I to go up here, and the alphabet will be done. And then I put in a little bit more border down here. So that is how this is looking. This is 25 count white Lugana. And I'm not going to finish that piece for years. Okay, before I show the next 2, I want to talk about my March plans. I know a lot of people have like March Mayhem and March Madness and stuff. I'm terming it Love My Whips March, because I decided I want to put love into every single one of my whips this month. I have 27 plus a Biscornu that I recently started but cannot show because it's for the Great Biscornu Swap, and I'm not going to show it until my partner has received it. But I will also be working on that throughout the month of March, but not counting that one, I have 27 whips, and I will be working on a different one each day until I have gone through all of them. And then once I'm done with all 27, I'll probably reward myself with a new start. I have several patterns that I've got my eye on for starting, and so we'll see what happens. But so the 1st through the 27th, a different project every day. March 1st was Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers, and sometimes papers like to stick together. There we go. So here's the cover page. So I worked on this before March actually, but I'm showing it now because it was part of my March plans. But I finished page 3, so I put in this flower and this butterfly and a little bit in here, and then I came down to work on page 7, so I put in the deer and the bird, and then when I got it out March 1st, I put in a little bit under the bird. So let me get that out. This fabric is 32 count Nature's Dance, and this is one where I actually do know the dyer. This is Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And here is where it is so far. Again, so there's the flower I put in and the butterfly and this little border, not border, this thing here. I put in the deer and the bird and this section underneath the bird, including this darling rabbit. See how cute he is. So I am, I think 23% done with this pattern. I don't know my percents for all of my pieces, only a handful of them are on Pattern Keeper. This is one of them, and it's like 23 or 24% done, something like that. Not too shabby. Of course, other people in the pandemic Facebook group are finished because they stitch faster than I do, but that's okay. All right, March 2nd, I got out purple stitching. The pattern is called Active Service. Purple Stitching is the designer. I love her so much. She's so pretty. Hello, Isis. There's my cat. Look, Isis, you're on TV. Alright, so here she is here. I put in 2 colors in her hair. You can see it like up in here. It's these gray colors. So there was like a beaver gray and then like a dark avocado or something. And you can see some of it in here. It filled in, this section was empty and that filled that in. And so, and like there was a line of it down here. So yeah, just some work in the hair, slowly getting her filled in a little bit more at a time. And she's beautiful, and I love working on her so much. This is why I'm doing a Love My Whips March, because I love all my whips. And I just want to put work into all of them, and then I end up not, because, well, I don't work on this one because I want to be working on this one, but I also want to work on this one and this one over here. And yeah, I love my whips. Oh. So yeah, so for the rest of March, I have all of my whips listed out in random order, and I'm just gonna go down the list. So for today, March 3rd, I will be working on Peaceful Shores some more, and we'll see how that goes. I don't know if I'm going to work on the sky or something else. Say hello.
Hi. Hi.
And when I am done with all of my whips, I will treat myself to a new start. Another whip to fall in love with. And with that being said, that's all I have to... No, that's not all I have to show. Ah! Okay. No. I bought some stitchery tape. I have some pieces that are done and waiting to be framed, and I've been meaning to frame them since October when I bought the frames, but I don't want to lace. I don't like lacing, and that's how I've done it so far. So I want to try it with stitchery tape and see if I find that less tedious. The other thing I wanted to show is my Valentine's Day gifts from my husband.
Hi.
There's this one, it's called Be a Light, and it's a dimensions kit, and it says Be a Light to the World in these cute little mason jars with candles, and there's fireflies all over, and it's just so pretty. And then this one is called Afternoon Nap, and it's a Busilicate, and this cat looks a lot like Isis, my cat, so I'm excited to do this one. I'm going to have to sort the flosses myself. I haven't had to do that before with a kit, so that will be an adventure. I know that Michelle, Romantic Tangle, did a video quite a while back where she talked about how to sort kits how to sort threads that come in a kit. So I will be, I'll link that below just in case anybody wants to watch that. But I will definitely be watching it again just to make sure that I can do it right. So, okay, now with all that being said, now I'm done. I hope everybody has an enjoyable March, whether you're doing March Madness or March Mayhem or March as just another month and nothing special, just doing the stitching that you would normally do. And no matter how you do your March, I hope you have a wonderful month, a wonderful week, wonderful everything. Happy stitching, everybody. Bye.